So there I was, right after school, feeling the need to have everything figured out. Clarity around what I wanted to do and how I wanted to live my life. But the truth is, I didn't. I felt lost. But the funny thing was, I felt free more than ever before because I could now do whatever I wanted, whenever I wanted. But at the same time, I also felt more pressured and overwhelmed because I was supposed to now make a decision that might define my life's outcome. So do I focus on exploring the world, or should I build up the foundation for my career? Should I learn graphic design, business, psychology? Should I leave the city where I'm now living in and live somewhere else? And then comparing my life to others on the internet to get like inspiration, it rather increased my feeling of anxiety and this need for clarity, because it seemed like they have it all figured out, right? And by going through many stages of feeling lost, then finding clarity, and then feeling lost again, the more I realized that feeling lost would be forever something that would be part of my life. Something that would turn up again and again through various intervals. So the best way would be to learn how I could better deal with it. And that's what we will be talking about today. The first thing was to really learn to see feeling lost for what it is. Because it's a temporary state, like being happy, sad, or excited. It goes and comes. And I really want to be honest with you, because as I sat down to write about feeling lost, I felt lost myself again, because I didn't know how I would start. Should I start with a story or a statement or maybe even a question? And it might seem silly to now compare my writing of a piece of content versus choosing, for example, a career to pursue. But in essence, it's the same thing. It's just like on another scale. And so by learning to see feeling lost, that it is a temporary state, a pattern that will come up again and again, even in the smallest of actions, like writing a piece of content, we can start learning how we can overcome it more quickly and thereby ultimately decreasing the time we will spend in this state. And next to that, we can also shed out our beliefs that everyone else has their life figured out. Because you, like me, and any other human being will experience these feelings of being lost from time to time, because it's just normal, it's human. And the only difference at the end is how we will deal with those states and how long we stay in them and how much we let them consume our mind and our thoughts. And so let's break now into clarity, which is the first step to overcoming the state of feeling lost. We humans have this great ability to envision the future, but there's one big problem with this, because everything happens in our head. We go into 1,000 directions, but do not take any action. And the more time we actually spend in this state, the more questions come up. And this leads to this feeling of overwhelm, and then we get anxious, and the distance between inaction and action just becomes bigger and bigger. So what's the cure? It's choosing something we really believe could be a good fit, and then just taking the necessary action no matter what. And with that, we made the first step and set ourselves in motion. And then we start also to build up momentum. And so by focusing to get my first word onto the page, the next will come to me. And right after that, I soon have my first sentence. And it might not be perfect yet, and it most likely isn't, but it's something I can now improve upon. A ship that is moving can adjust its course. A ship that stands cannot. So as I have started out of my career, I have chosen to help out my brothers and learn about the carpenting business. Did I stay there? No. Did I learn something and got more information and clarity about what I enjoy and what I enjoy? Yes, for sure. And so by taking the first step, we get this real world data and we start shedding light in the dark. But there's especially like one little thing that still keeps us from taking this first step. And that's our need for certainty. We wish so often we could get a step-by-step guide to our dream destination. But the truth is, life is far more complex and quite impossible to predict. So no step-by-step guide would do us any good. So how else could we then solve this? And the only way then to grow and strive in such an environment is to embrace the uncertainty and then see it as an opportunity to learn, to grow, to get better, and thereby then understanding ourselves along the way so we can better direct the ship. And the way we can do this is by starting to look for options that would give us more opportunities down the line. And with that, we not only start to limit the possible actions we could take today, which makes it easier to make a decision at the end, but we also ensure long-term growth and opportunities in an unpredictable world. And so what could be actions you could be doing that will give you this more opportunity down the line? It's, for example, learning something new. So taking an online course, attending a workshop, and then learning a new skill for a field that might interest you. Also trying different career options, so taking an internship, various fields, spend time and speak with professionals in a field. And thereby you learn more and more about what you enjoy and what you don't enjoy. Also do creative projects. Start a vlog, a blog, try out a business idea, explore music, writing, painting, and thereby really getting an idea of what areas could be interesting. And by following our curiosity and then taking these actions, we gain more and more knowledge about who we are and what we enjoy. And whilst opening up job opportunities, friendships, and which basically help us build a life in this unpredictable world. And next to that, we start to paint a picture of the future we want to have with the interests we want to follow and also the values we want to hold. And this then leads to not only clarity, but meaning. So suddenly we are no longer controlled by this feeling of not knowing. We are now excited and motivated to figure out a way towards the thing which just became clear to us. And another approach to more clarity, which might be a bit intuitive because we are often so focused on what we want, and that's called inversion. Because here, instead of looking for the thing we want, we start looking for what we don't want. So let's say your goal is to become wealthy. And to achieve this, you could start looking out for jobs that are paying well, investing, buying houses. You get the idea. But by inverting our intention and saying, okay, what can I do to not be poor? We would start on saving more, spending less, and living not above our means. Because even if you would start earning more and more, but at the same time you would also upgrade your lifestyle, so you won't be wealthy. As the money goes, as it comes. And so taking this inverted approach can also then help us get more clarity. And so no matter the way we ultimately choose to move to clarity, how can we ensure that the wisdom we gain along the way about ourselves start to notice patterns that can then help us make even better decisions and in the future and move through the state of uncertainty more quickly? Is by starting to record the things we learn on a daily, weekly, monthly, and yearly basis. Because then this knowledge stays at our forefront in our discoveries. And we then also start to have a chance to notice new patterns of our behavior, which is then formed over time. I always have a journal or app with me everywhere I go. So when there is some insight or a great idea I'm having, I have a place to put it. And this way I can make sure that it won't be forgotten. And at the end of each week, month, and year, I can go over these records and then see patterns evolving and also bringing the knowledge I gained back at the forefront. Next to that, journaling also forces us to formulate our thinking and bringing it onto the page. So it not only creates this record of an experience, but it's also opening up the chance to reflect and ask ourselves important questions like, why did I enjoy this activity over the other? Or how could I have acted differently in this conversation or experience to improve the outcome? So the more data you collect, the more clarity you will have. And with this clarity, you will be able to take the actions to move forward and to be more aligned with what you enjoy and what you ultimately also want out of life. And if you want to try out an exercise I use to gain more clarity and then find also purpose and meaning, you can check out the video I made about here. And with that, hit the like button if you enjoyed this video, subscribe if you want to see more content like this. Remember, keep growing, keep striving, and I will see you in the next one. Peace.